Hey guys, it's Cassidy. Welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to do this very easy olive green smoky eye. So starting things off, I'm going to go ahead and do my brows first. And I'm using the Anastasia Dip Brow. Everyone's brows are different. I'm going to kind of buzz through this a little bit faster in this video just because we all do our brows differently for different reasons. My brow hairs are very fine and easy to kind of manipulate, but if I use pencil, not only do I go through that pencil very quickly, I'm going to be here all day trying to fill it in and get the pencil to stick to my hairs. So a pomade is much faster for me, and it just works well with my brows. Going in with an eyeshadow base, I'm using Soft Ochre Paint Pot by MAC, and I'm applying this with a tapered concealer brush, and I'm just taking this right underneath my brow. I don't want to, mess up the brow here. And then I'll blend it downwards onto the crease, and then I'm just going to blend it all in with my finger after that. A base is really important with this look. I wouldn't do just a clear primer. I would definitely do something with a little bit of color. You can use concealer if you want, if that works for you. But this particular base for me just definitely keeps the shadow from creasing. And using a lighter skin tone base is also going to help your shadows last all day and stand out more. I'm just going over this with some of my under eye powder. You can use any powder or eyeshadow that you'd like. For eyeshadow, I'm mixing these two shades by Geek. So I'm mixing Desert Sands and Peach Smoothie together to get the perfect transition shade for this look. This kind of neutrally light brown shade is very important for a smoky eye, especially when you're using dark colors. This is what's going to keep it looking really blended and neat and glam. So I'm just putting this on with a fluffy blending brush in my crease. The next color I'm going in with is Dirty Martini, also by Geek. This is a perfect matte olive shade, and I'm going in with a rounded dome, kind of thicker crease brush, focusing it on the outer V, but then also taking it into the crease. And I wanted this to be very blown out and very rounded and smoky, so I am going just slightly above my natural crease. To make sure that olive is blended into the transition shade, I'm going in now with just Desert Sands on a more precision blending brush, and I'm just going around the edges. The next color I'm going in with is Enchanted Forest, also by Geek, and I'm going in with this very dense angled brush here. It's a little bit thick. And I'm just stamping this right across my lash line, and then also putting it just in that very outer part of my crease here. This is a much darker green than the first one we used. You can't really see a difference here, but it definitely adds dimension to the eye and starts smoking out the lash line. And I'm just going back over with that other crease brush and a little bit more Dirty Martini just to make sure that those are blended in well. For the lid, I'm going in with Take 2 by Geek. This is a foiled shadow. It's a really good olive green. It's not lime or too yellow or too gold. It's a really good kind of mix of brown and gold undertones. So I'm just applying this all over my lid, starting at the inner corner with a small shader brush. And of course, just going back to whatever blending brush I used to make sure that that is blended in. And I wanted the top of the lid, or just the center point of the lid, to stand out a little bit more. So I'm going in with another foiled shadow by Geek called Jester. This one's more of a lime green, and I'm just placing that on the ball of the eye so you can see how it just brings more light. This is going to make your eye look a lot bigger and a lot more open, which is great, especially because this is going to end up being a little bit dark. So it just adds a lot of dimension to the eye. And of course, just blending any edges that I see. And as usual, what's new? Ricepaper by MAC underneath my brow. It's just a light champagne color, and I'm just putting that under my brow to highlight. Now I'm going to go ahead and clean up my fallout, and I'm just taking a makeup wipe and tapping the edges here. For the face, I'm going to start off with some primer. This is the Hourglass Mineral Veil. This is my Holy Grail primer. I've been using it for years. If I don't use this, my makeup looks terrible, so it must be working. And I'm just going to blend this all over my skin. For foundation, I'm using the Cover FX Natural Finish Foundation. And I'm applying this with a Real Techniques Expert face brush, and I'm laughing here because my boyfriend said that I looked like the peanut butter baby, which is the truest thing I've ever heard. My skin is in a really weird place right now. It's a little bit too dark for my previous shade I was using in the fall and winter, but I'm not quite exactly my summer shade yet, so this is a little dark for me. But it ends up working out with the light concealer under the eyes, and once everything's done it comes together. But yeah, it looks a little intense here. So I'm just blending that in with a brush and then tapping over that with a beauty blender just to make sure that it's really pressed into the skin. And I would just like to quickly point out that all that shine you see on my face is not my skin or the foundation. It's actually the reflection of all the lights in the room. I have like several different points of lighting all around me, and I feel like we're getting better in every video. My boyfriend helps me out with all of these, and I feel like the lighting is getting better and better every time, but all that is just reflection of the lights, so we do need to clearly diffuse those a little bit more. So hopefully it'll be better in the next video, but yeah, that's just the light reflecting off my skin. For concealer, I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, and I'm just putting this underneath my eyes. Again, this foundation was a little dark for me right now, so I definitely wanted to really brighten. So I'm just putting that under my eyes, and then I'll be putting it down the center of my face as well. Once that is all blended in, I'm going to go ahead and just set that with the MAC Mineralized Loose Powder in Light, and I'm just using the pointy end of the beauty blender here just to really press that into the areas where I put the concealer. For the rest of the face, I am setting with MAC Mineralized powder in medium tan, and I'm just putting a really light layer of this all across my skin with a big powder brush. For my under eye, I'm going to start off with Dirty Martini on this smudger brush by Zoeva. This is honestly my new favorite brush for under the eye. It packs on like so much color without even trying. It's amazing, and it just creates a really nice shape as well. So I'm just connecting that line under my eye to my top shadow so that it's seamless. And then I'm going in with a little bit of that Desert Sands on a pencil brush just to make sure that that green has something to blend into. For my waterline, I'm going to put in this green eyeliner by MAC called Swamped. It's waterproof, so it goes on really well in the waterline. And I'm also going to push that into my lashes and then go over with a little bit of Enchanted Forest on that same kind of stamping angled brush. And I'm just going to make sure that that is blending in to the Dirty Martini underneath. Now I'm going to go in with a quick coat of mascara on my top and bottom lashes. And now I'm going to apply falsies. So these are the Grand Glamour lashes by Eyelure and Vegas Nay, and I'm just putting these on with a MAC lash applicator, putting it down on the center first and then tacking down the edges. And then once it's in place, I'm going to be pressing the false lash with my natural lash and then moving it downwards and pulling it up. For bronzer, I'm using Give Me Sun by MAC as always, and I'm just applying this into the hollow parts of my cheeks, my forehead, and a little bit on my jaw. For blush, I'm going in with the Holy Grail Warm Soul by MAC, of course, and just a blush brush by Real Techniques. And for highlight, I'm going in with Champagne Pop by BECCA and Jaclyn Hill. And I'm just applying this to the very tops of my cheekbones, right above the arch of my brow, and then a little bit through the center of the face. And I'm also going to put this in the inner corner of my eye to really highlight and open up the eye. Moving on to lips, I'm using Stripdown Lip Pencil by MAC. This is just a very universal nude brown shade. I'm just lining my lips with this and then filling them in entirely. On top of that, I'm going to put on the Buttercream Gloss by Bare Minerals in the color Fly. That's it for the look, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.